Hello my friends, my name is Lindsey and I run the blog Books for Christian Girls, and welcome back or welcome to the little corner of the internet where I talk mainly about Christian fiction. Today we're seeing a different angle of my room. My bookshelf is, it's there. The bookshelf I typically film is there. I don't know how to show y'all. Y'all are in a very precarious situation actually. You are wedged in between a bunch of plants and my desk. And today's video, I thought it would be really fun to do the tier ranking video style. So that's what we're going to do today, but switching it up a little bit, it's going to be ranking all the Kindle Unlimited books I read in 2023. And I read 62 Kindle Unlimited books, which in 2022 I read like 28, and I definitely wanted to do better. And in 2023 I really did a lot of Kindle Unlimited books for a total of 62. So we're gonna rank them. So I've seen different booktube friends do this, and I've always been like, that sounds so much fun, that looks so cool, I want to do it too. And so Holly recently did it, well, recently that I saw, again, my watch later list, I'm behind my dear friends. And then Tay over at Treats with Tay, they both did this with their recent reads, and I was like, this is so much fun, this is a sign, I have to do it. So we're doing it with my Kindle Unlimited books, but because I'm a little extra, just a little bit, I created my own tier format, and I'm just doing it in Canva. I really am not a fan of that black background of the official tier ranking website, and maybe you can change that, I don't know. I couldn't create an account, y'all. I was like, I am very tech savvy, but I was struggling with that. So I created my own, and that's totally fine. So I'll go over it. I would like y'all to please excuse my wet hair. It's been a busy morning. I overslept. I got to work with the light we got, so my hair is going to dry as this video continues. It will be like a time-lapse process, if you will. So my rankings. I have a favorites, can and will fangirl about. Enough said right there. I probably, if I read it as a KU book and I didn't own a physical copy already, because you will see that I do own a few of these books already, or I did own them and then I read them on Kindle Unlimited just because I like the ebook style, and subscription wise I just went ahead and did it that way, and I might have gotten rid of them. But typically if I didn't own a book in this category, I bought it. So then we have really enjoyed, straightforward, liked, again straightforward, completely bingeable and liked it at that time. That's gonna be a lot of fantasy books, really. It's like I binged the series, I wanted to be immersed into a world. It was great and I liked it then, but I probably can't tell you too much about it now, maybe even. Meh, average. Meh, it's just meh, y'all. Fun plot, but there was something I didn't like about it. So this is typically going to be content problems, and you'll see a lot of rom-coms enter into this list, this category, if you will, I'm pretty sure. Literally don't remember much. I don't remember it. Like, it was kind of like a reality TV show, if you will. Like, I read it, I was absorbed. Once that hour, 30 minutes was over, I was done. That's kind of the same concept for those books. And then DNF, didn't like. I was going to have those separated, but I ran out of room, so we're just gonna go with it. So let's start us off, and the first book would be My Phony Valentine by Courtney Walsh. This was just a rom-com, a Valentine's themed rom-com that I liked. However, they did notice each other a lot. So like that kind of content regards, and like they're kissing, they're noticing, they're touching, all of that was just a little too much for my taste, which was unfortunate because it was a really cute plot. He's a hockey player, she's a chef. It was really cute, but there were different things I wasn't a fan of. I did end up buying a copy of this book, a physical copy, but it's kind of a guilty pleasure read in that way because I really enjoyed it and it was really cute and humorous, but the kissing got to be a bit much for my taste. The next book would be Met by Midnight, and I'm not sure how to pronounce this author's name. I actually DNF'd it because I couldn't understand it, and I probably would try it again potentially. It wasn't really like a content issue, it was just I didn't understand what was going on. So the next book, Not How I Saw That Going by Janessa Faith. I don't remember anything about this book. She was a single mom and he was a firefighter, and there was a lot of kissing. That's all I remember about that book, so literally don't remember much. The next book, Courting Misfortune by Regina Jennings. I DNF'd this one, and based off of content reviews, that was fine. This is actually traditionally published. Everything else, I believe, has been indie published thus far. But Bethany House has been doing a lot more of their books on Kindle Unlimited. And since I own so many of them, I decided, hey, you know, go ahead and read the ones that I own. I own this physically, and then I unhauled it. Malin by Anita Vale. I don't remember much about this book. I don't. There was like a king and a queen, and they couldn't have biological children, so they adopted a bunch of different girls from like a bunch of different kingdoms under their rule, and they were all princesses, but then the queen died or the king died, something like that, and then there's people fussing that they don't deserve to be the king, the princesses, or the rulers, or whatnot, because they weren't actually from that main city or something like that. I don't remember. Did I finish that one? I guess I finished it. I gave it 3 stars, but I don't remember much. The Key House by Mike Curtis. This was a book the author sent to me for review, but it is also on Kindle Unlimited, so I'm including that in here. And it is a middle grade kind of Indiana Jones-esque adventure. There was a few parts that it wasn't really my cup of tea, but I think middle grade young adult boys would probably like it a lot more. But I did like it. It's just, it wasn't my cup of tea. I gave it 3.5 stars. Oh, this title. How do I pronounce this one? The author had how to say this book somewhere in it, and I don't remember how to say it. But this is by Natalie Walters. This is kind of like a prequel novella to her Snap Agency series, which I read that whole series in 2023, and so I started off by reading the prequel. And really the prequel, I remember that it had to do really with the 3rd book, like connecting to the 3rd book, but I don't remember much. It's a prequel, so like it has to do with like how this agency, this protective agency, was formed, but I honestly don't remember much. I loved the concept of the series, but it just wasn't, unfortunately the execution wasn't my thing. I think I gave it like 3 stars, I think. Alright, this one I'm so happy to talk about. This is a legendary Inge? I'm going to call her Inge, by Kate Stradling. So, this book was one of my favorites of the year. I talked about it in my favorite books of 2023. I adored this book so much. I was stunned, flabbergasted. I was just shocked that I could enjoy a fantasy book so much. I gave this one 4.755 stars. Like, just so good. I planned to buy it. I did buy it. I tabbed my copy like crazy, which I showed y'all in that favorite books video. But it was so good. It is a clean fantasy series. It does have not series. I'm so sorry. It's not a series. Which is sad to say that. It's a standalone. But that's nice sometimes too at the same time. And it's basically about this girl named Inge, and she is kind of her family's sole provider. She has a bunch of little siblings. The sibling content was top tier. Real top tier. Okay, no pun intended. I didn't mean that, but it's true. It will be going on the favorites and Canon will fangirl about. But that book was just so much fun because of the sibling content, and then she accidentally slays this beast that's been plaguing the village, and the king was like, whoever can kill this, you will become my son, I will adopt you, and you can marry my daughter, the princess, and rule the country. Well, that works out really great, except she's a girl, and he won't hear of that, so y'all, it was so much fun. It was so much fun. That is going to be one of the only ones on this fangirl list. So, next, moving on, April, I read In Her Sights by Karen Whittemire. Where did that go? Here it is. Yeah, I want to see it behind the scenes. Look at this. I have all of the books already ready for us. So that's awesome. Okay, so In Her Sights by Karen Whittemire. This is the start of a little historical novella kind of series that's going to be following this pink pistol. It was cute. I liked it well enough. I was really disappointed though that it ended in kind of a fade to black scene. So it was a fun plot, but there was something I didn't like about it. I gave it about a 3, but yeah, that was unfortunate. Okay, I joined the masses. I read a popular book series. This never happens. Now mind you, I'm like 10-15 years late, and that is the Lunar Chronicles series by Marissa Mayer. I have always heard about the series. I've always been interested in it, and so I binged the whole series. The whole series is on Kindle Unlimited, which I was shocked. Like, I was like, wow, this is really cool, but I was shocked at the same time. I actually owned the first book, and I kept it. I liked the first book. I thought it was really fun, really different, so I just binged the rest of the series. So that would be Scarlet. I'm going to show y'all my behind the scenes little board there. Cress, Winter, and then Stars Above. I read a couple novellas in that. I didn't really care for the rest of the series, unfortunately, and I know that's an unpopular opinion. I really liked Cinder the best. I thought, like, had all the answers been wrapped up just in that book, it would have been great. Unfortunately, it's a series, so it wasn't all wrapped up, but I did really like that first book. The rest of them were kind of meh to me. I did type up content notes on Goodreads, so if you'd like to see about all that, that is all I really have to say about that one. I liked the first book. I'm going to keep my copy of Cinder, but the other ones I don't plan to get copies of. And so I gave Cinder like 3.5, 4. Scarlet I gave 2. Cress I gave 3, and then Winter I gave 2 because that book was unnecessarily long. Unpopular opinion on that. I'm so sorry. Don't come for me if this is like a favorite series of yours. It's a really fun idea. I really liked the idea, but Cinder was the best. Okay, so Mark of the Raven by Morgan L. Bussey. This is book 1 in the Ravenwood Saga. I read the whole trilogy. I was on a fantasy kick in 2023, and that has definitely moved on into 2024, which you will see by the end of this graph. You will see what I mean. So I really did like this first book. I gave it, I think, 3.5 stars. I liked it, and it was really interesting and fun. The rest of the series wasn't really my thing, though, which was unfortunate because of different content. And just, I'm not a big fan of the spiritual warfare. I keep saying that wrong. Spiritual warfare. And it definitely started having that style to me personally, but I'm very sensitive to that. So, like, some might not pick up on that or not think that. To me, it definitely felt that. So, like, the first book, I liked. Book 2 and 3 of the trilogy were downhill for me. But regardless, those aren't on Kindle Unlimited, but this first book is. The Lady of Lenaria by Michaela Bush. I get to put this in that top category. This is a Rapunzel retelling. It was also one of my favorite books from the year, and I bought a copy of it after I read it because I really enjoyed it. So much fun. I feel like I've been talking about that series a lot, but it is a Rapunzel retelling. That's all I needed to know, but it's definitely probably my favorite Rapunzel retelling that I've read because it was just so much fun. It had great faith content. It was just fun. Like, it had the best parts of Tangled in it, and that was great. The Curveball by Megan Cousins, I didn't rate, and I honestly don't remember much about it. I really wanted to like it because it was a baseball-themed rom-com, but it was a little too much of that girl wanting to be and break the glass ceiling in a man's world kind of feel. And that's just not my thing. I don't relate to that. I really don't have much of an interest in that. So that's honestly all I remember about that book. And that her boss or like co-worker guy was a creep. That's all I remember. Faking It for Gran's Sake by Lisa Renee was another rom-com I tried. I ended up DNFing this one. There were different reasons. I honestly can't remember why I ended up DNFing it. Besides, I thought it was really ridiculous. They were lying to his grandmother. There was something like that. It was that and then the something else. I don't remember. I didn't really care for it. Journey's End by Renee Ryan. I was so sad about this book, y'all. I actually read this back in one of my birthday reading vlogs back in June because I had randomly found this series and I was like, this sounds fascinating, and it was really good until the romance entered in, and then it was the enemies to lovers and just like very noticing, touching, kissing. Not my thing. So, meh. I was so disappointed, y'all. I was so disappointed. I unhauled my copy of this book. I was so sad. Yesterday or Long Ago by Janice Sarr, maybe is how you pronounce this author's name. I liked this one. You know, it was kind of a gender-bent Aladdin retelling, clean fantasy, very academia vibes. A lot of it was set in a library, which was really cool. I didn't realize, though, it was connected to another book by this author. So I'm going to have to probably reread this one after I read that one so, like, I can, like, get the hints and, like, the little Easter eggs, if you will. But 3.5 stars. I did like it. I would read the rest of the series. The Healer of the Brigade by Michaela Bush, I gave 4 stars and I planned to buy it. I did buy it. And this is actually the second book in the Lady of Lenaria, that Rapunzel retelling I talked about. That is actually the second book in this series. It's not a retelling of anything, but it had to do a lot with spiritual gifts, and I just thought that was a really neat topic to discuss. And the third book recently released, and I read that one here this year, and I liked it as well. I just talked about it. Have I talked about it? No, I read it in December. I haven't read it in 2024, so that's actually going to be on this list as well at the end of the video. Okay, well, never mind. Spoilers. Wedding at Sea by Melissa Tagg. I gave this one 4 stars. This is the end of a really good trilogy. I would say more for older girls, though, because of the romance content, but it was really good. Elsewise, good faith content, great lessons. It had a mystery suspense thread throughout it. This was kind of an honorable mention from my favorites list, and I bought a copy of it. I enjoyed it so much. It was good. I was pleasantly surprised by how good that series was. Like, I would definitely say that's my favorite series by this author. I've read a few of her other books back in the day, but it's been a while. But that series was really good, and that third book released in 2023. So I read it, and it was on KU, so that's why it's in this video. Feeling the Chemistry by Melissa Knight. I gave, I think, 3 stars. I liked it. I can't tell you too much about it besides the fact that it was a girl who felt younger than what she really was. But her mom just got remarried, and now she has 3 or 4 stepbrothers. And you know, it was fun. It was a good palate cleanser. So I liked it. Not bad. It was bingeable, and I liked it then. Would I continue on with the rest of the series? Probably not. Code of Valor by Lynette Easton, I gave 2 stars, which was really sad for me because I owned this book. I do need to tell y'all though how much I hate this cover. It was like he's staring into my soul. I dislike it. So yeah, 2 stars. There was something in this one that I was like, I wasn't a fan of content-wise. I can't recall what it was. I talked about it in a recent reads, and I think I even talked about it in those June reading vlogs. But yeah, the last 2 books of that series were disappointing to me, unfortunately, because of like, the content was more than I care to read about for my suspense books. So, yeah, that was unfortunate. The King's Feather by Amy Earls. This author actually reached out and contacted me for an honest review, which I gave. And I also did pick it up on KU to highlight the same things and all of that. This was a fantasy allegory portal fantasy, and that's unfortunately just not my thing, so I feel really bad, but it was a fun plot, and I think those who like allegory or poetry kind of things would really like this, but for me, it just wasn't my cup of tea. So it goes in the fun plot, but there was something that just wasn't it for me. I gave that one a 2-star rating. Yeah, a 2-star rating. I'm looking at my notes. Yeah, I'm sorry. I did really want to like this one, but I'm just not a big allegory fan, so unfortunately for that. But if you like allegory, you may like it. It was very interesting. It was kind of like a retelling of Jericho, kind of like that, and it was interesting. So yeah, You Belong With Me by Terry Ferris. I ranted about this book because I just the main girl, y'all, and like this was supposed to be friends to more trope, and there was just so much wrong with it, in my opinion. There was just the main girl, I didn't like this one. I did finish it because I was hoping for a redeemable quality for her, but I could not stand her. I ranted about that in a recent reads. I will link that recent reads because she frustrated me to no end, and how she just kept, I felt so bad for the main guy. The main guy deserved better. I don't want to discuss that book. My blood pressure's gonna rise. A Proper Pursuit by Lynn Austin. This was my first, I think, official Lynn Austin book that I have finished, and it was a fun plot. But the main girl, number one, this book was way too long. It was like 400 plus pages. It was too long. And it was that long because she had 4 love interests. And that was because her aunts and her dad. And then there was just so much in the romance I just did not care for, because she's got all these different love interests. She's got all these adults, family member adults, pushing their beliefs and what she should be and what she should do with her life. And she was just so moldable that she just didn't have a backbone. And then she got interested in the one guy that nobody could vouch for, that was honestly, like, could be a thief, don't trust him, but it all works out in the end because it's a romance book. But I did not care for that one. I said I didn't care for that one, but I put it in the fun plot. It was a fun plot because it was set around the time period of the Chicago World Fair, and I love that. I think that's fascinating. But yeah, no. That book, no. Okay, so Every Bride Needs Groom by Chance Thompson. Happiness. Pure happiness. For this first book, the rest of the series I like, just not as much as this one. This is just so fun. I've been talking about this series. This was actually a reread for me that I gave 4.5 stars. Yeah, 4.5 stars. I really like the first book. It's my favorite book of the series. It is about a girl named Katie, and she wins her dream wedding dress on the day that her longtime boyfriend breaks up with her. So things happen, and it's just so fun and cute and humorous. It was really fun to reread it. Manor for Sale, Baron Included by Esther Hatch. This was an honorable mention for my favorite clean fiction books of the year. This is a clean Regency one. The romance was a little bit much at times for my taste, but the humor of the book was so much fun. It was just so much fun. Oh my goodness, he was just so smitten with her. He has come into a bit of money problems, and he's got to sell his manor. And here comes our main girl who wants to buy this manor, and she is smart and beautiful and just a lovely human, and he thinks that if they get married, all of his problems will be solved. He'll have a beautiful wife, they'll be in love, they'll be able to live in his manor, like it's gonna work out. Well, she's not quite sure about this guy that's following her around, and he just was so smitten for her. Like, he fell so hard, and just his wooing of her was just the cutest thing. I really did enjoy that one. So because I really enjoyed that first book, I read the second book, which was The Earls Hideway, No Ladies Allowed. I liked this one. There was a little bit more. This honestly would kind of be on the cusp of fun plot, but I didn't like something about it, but I did like it as well. I gave it 3 stars. I think I made notes on like kind of a rough idea of where I want to put all these books, so filming this video won't take so long, but this one's still making me question where I want to put it. There was a bit more noticing in romance and kissing than I care about, and it's the forced proximity trope as well, which not really my thing. I'm gonna put it there. So Mechanical Heart by Sarah Pennington. This is kind of like on the cusp of Christian fiction and clean fiction. Like, it's kind of that little overlapping circle, you know? Just that, I can't do a perfect circle, but you know what I mean. And because it had some kind of faith content, but it was kind of more in the sense of God had a different name. But it was really interesting. It is a steampunk retelling of Rapunzel. I really enjoyed this one. You know, it was fun. There was no romance, which, like, I liked, but at the same time, there was no romance, which was really, it was sad, I'm not gonna lie. It was a little sad that there was no romance, because the Crown Prince was probably my favorite Crown Prince I've ever read about. You know, I really liked him. I really liked him. It had a lot of that political intrigue and, like, debates, and it just felt so smart. All the characters, even the bad guys, like, their arguments for why should they allow this and why shouldn't they allow this, it felt so smart, and I just felt like my IQ was going up as I read it, which, you know, that's a great feeling. I really enjoyed it, and I bought a copy of it. The Princess Barnyard by Catherine MacDonald was a Frog Prince retelling. I should put this in the literally I don't remember much, because I don't remember much besides that fact. And, like, he was a stinker, but then she has to help him because she can talk to animals. That's all I really remember. I'm going to put it under the meh average category, though, because I didn't love it. I gave it 2.5 stars. It had such good potential, but the execution just wasn't there for me. Oh, and Mechanical Heart. What did I just do? Okay, sorry. Mechanical Heart, I gave 4 stars. I forgot to say that, I think. Inspired by Grace by Jenna Ellsworth was a clean Regency book I tried to read, and I'm trying to remember if I read this one and then the Esther Hatch 2 ones so close together. I'm trying to remember which one is which. I'm pretty sure this is the one where it was really cute and happy and everything was great within the first half of the book, and then you still have half the book left and it's panic mode because something's gonna happen, and he did a really stupid thing. I was really annoyed at him. So, fun plot. What are we doing here, people? No. Let me just have the one. What are you doing? Okay, Canva. Yoo-hoo. There. Okay. A fun plot, but there was something I didn't really care for, and it was that he was so stupid And then there was like a scandal at the end that I was just like, what, why was that here? I don't know. Oh, this is the old copy of The Reluctant Godfather. I meant to pull the new one. Okay, well, there it is here. You now know what it looks like. That is the new cover. But for this, this is a favorite. This was a reread for me. I gave it 4.5 stars again. It's just so much fun. It is about Burndy, who is a reluctant godfather, as the title goes, and he has 2 charges, if you will, under his wing, and that is the prince and a girl named Ella. And he gets the idea that everything in his life could be solved. He could just live the rest of his days baking, which is all he wants to do, if he puts them together, but doesn't work out that way. This was almost like rereading it for the first time. Like reading it for the first time when I reread it. Let me rephrase that. It was like reading it for the first time, and I was just like, wow, this is awesome. I just so much enjoyed it. I gasped at the ending. I totally forgot about that ending. And I had the intent to read the rest of the series after I read this one, and something happened and I didn't do that. Shame on me. But there's always this year, and I definitely plan to read the rest of the series because it's so much fun. Such a fun book. The Glass Gate by Hannah Sandvig, maybe is how you pronounce the author's last name. This is a retelling of Cinderella, but it has to do with fairies and that kind of thing. And it is the fairies where he is like 200 years old and she is 17 in human years. So a little sketchy on that part for me personally. This cover is beautiful. I'm pretty sure the author actually drew her own covers, if I remember right. I know she's an artist as well, and I just think that's a really cool talent. So I did really like this book. It was pretty clean overall. Apparently the rest of the series does have a little more innuendos though, which is a bummer, so I don't know if I'll be continuing on with the series. This is like book 2 in the series. I jumped in the middle. Amazon showed me this book and I downloaded it because the back cover just had me very intrigued. I liked it. It was bingeable at that time. I don't really have too much more to say about it. Okay, The White Slipper by Brittany Fitcher. This is technically, I think, always free, so not technically on Kindle Unlimited, but I'm counting it on this list anyway. This is a retelling of The White Slipper, which I had never heard of, but you know, it was really fun in that regard because not knowing that, I had nothing to compare it to, and it just felt like a princessy magic book. I gave it like a 3.5, 4 stars. I liked it. You know, it was fun. It was fun. I liked it. Deadly Proof by Rachel Dillon. Oh, I wanted to like this book more than I did. I gave this book 3 stars, and like I did like it because the main girl is a lawyer, and she was going up against a pharmaceutical company for a drug they made that was not helping people, it was harming people. So we see her perspective on that, which was really cool. And then her really good friend who is on the pharmaceutical team's side. So it was really interesting, and I really liked that aspect alone, and that's why I still own this book. The main girl though had no personality outside of her job, and then there was a romance between her and this private investigator guy that was protecting her because things are happening. And you know, I would have liked this book better without romance, but I mean overall I did like it. I really just liked the plot of the lawyer stuff, the law stuff, but she was disappointed. I wish I could put I really enjoyed this one because I really enjoyed the plot, but not the characters, which is kind of a rarity for me. My True Love Gave to Me by Karen Whittemire. This is a tiny, and I mean tiny, little novella. It's like under 50 pages, but it was so cute. It was so cute. It was about this couple, and her dad is all of a sudden not really approving of her fiance. This is set in Western Texas. Not West Texas, but like, you know, historical Western days, Texas. And he gets the idea that there's 12 days leading up to Christmas. He's going to give her a gift every day that represents the song. And it was just so cute. I giggled. The creativity, it was just so cute. I wish it was available in physical form because I would buy a copy of it because it was so cute. It'd be like a pamphlet size, but it was really cute. Lady Ludmilla's, I can't remember how to pronounce her name, Accidental Letter by Sophie Laporte. I didn't like this book. I honestly can't remember why. It was a clean Regency book. I did finish it. I gave it 1 star. There was something about it that I did not like, and I don't remember why. I should have probably looked that up, but I don't really want to discuss the ones I didn't like. I can't tell you why I didn't like it. I'll link my Goodreads review for it down below, but yeah, no, wasn't my thing. wasn't my thing. She did something stupid. I don't remember what it was, but she did something stupid, or he did. Oh, wait. No, okay, I do remember about this book. This was the one where they become accidental pen pals, and then she discovers who he is, and, like, he was just a jerk to her before. Like, he didn't really know, but, like, there were so many little things. Okay, I remember this book now. I feel my blood pressure rising. I didn't like him. I didn't like her. No, didn't like it. Okay, A Lady of High Regard by Tracy Peterson. I attempted to read this whole trilogy, so I don't think I put the other ones on this list, but I DNF'd them. I couldn't get into them. This girl did not have the sense the good Lord gave Goose, so moving on. Bad Things, Small Packages by Perry Elizabeth Kirkpatrick. This is book 3 in the Accidental Cases of Emily Abbitt. I will get that name eventually, but I did really enjoy this book, so really enjoy. And because I really enjoyed it so much, I read the next book, which was Tudor Nanny Spit Up Spy by Perry Elizabeth Patrick. Really enjoyed that one as well. So much so, that's probably my favorite one, but so much so I've read the next book in the series, A Spy We Will Go by Perry Elizabeth Kirkpatrick. I really enjoyed it. So I read the next book, Once Upon a Time. I read that one, and I was told that book 7 and book 8, and book 9's not out yet. I was told that book 7 and 8 end in cliffhangers, and book 8 is really bad, so I had to, like, slow the roll, I had to put on my brakes, and not continue the series, even though I wanted to binge it so much. It's such a good bingeable series. So, like, I would put them in the bingeable one category, but I really liked them, so I liked them more than the other ones in that category. So I want it up here with the really enjoyed. I own these physically. I will be keeping these because they were really good. And I want news about the rest of the series so I can binge the rest of the books. They're really good. They're really fun. They are about a girl who accidentally becomes a spy and just gets roped in on all the missions, and it's so much fun. One of these, she had a cold, and I don't know why, but that was just the most humorous thing to see a main character have a cold the entire length of the book. I think it was Bad Things, Small Packages. I think it was that one where she had a cold, and I just thought that was so funny. These are shorter books. They're about, typically around 150 pages, so perfectly bingeable, so much fun. And with the rest of the series, they're clean fiction, but they're written by a Christian author, and there's a little bit of faith content mentioned here and there, but they're probably more considered clean fiction. Identity by Annabelle Beatty, I gave 3.5 stars. This is about a girl who suddenly finds out after she turns 16 that she is half mermaid, and she gets wet, and well, there's an underwater adventure and kingdom looking for her, and there's a lot of, it was really cute. I enjoyed it. It was fun. If you are a maybe 13, 14-year-old, I think you would probably like this book the best, but I liked it. Drafted by Tommy Michelle, I gave this book 3.5 stars. This is a clean dystopian book. I love a good dystopian book. Daisy says hello. This is her first time barking in this video. So, Drafted. This was another honorable mention for my favorites of the year. Yeah, it was an honorable mention. I really liked it. I like a good dystopian, and this just satisfied that craving for a good dystopian book. So I'm putting it up here. I liked it. I would give kind of like, it's probably more on that PG-13 side maybe for violence, but it's not descriptive. But like if you made it into a movie, it probably would be PG-13, but there's no language, no faith content, but I really enjoyed it. So yeah, I did buy a copy of the book after I read it. Every Girl Gets Confused by Janice Thompson. This is book 2 in the Brides of Style series. The first one was this one up here, Everybody Needs a Groom. Yeah, that was that one. This was book 2. I enjoyed this one. I thought it was quite fun. It was a reread. I gave it 4 stars. It stayed 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. To Escape Wonderland by C.C. Louise. What was my opinion on this book? I think I gave it like a 2.5 stars. It's an Alice in Wonderland retelling, but it was more of a portal fantasy. And I've decided portal fantasies don't make sense in my head. They just can't. Like, I think that is, like, right there with high fantasy books, that my head is just, like, screaming, crying, I don't understand what's happening, something's on fire. It's just not my thing, and so, unfortunately, that wasn't really my thing on either. It was an interesting take on Alice in Wonderland, so if you like Alice in Wonderland, you could give it a try. There was just, yeah, different things that I was just like, my brain's not comprehending what's happening, I don't understand. A unique plot. Very unique plot, but yeah, not really for me. Vying for the Viscount by Christiane Hunter, I gave 3.5 stars. I liked this the best out of the series. It is a Christian fiction Regency book. I liked it. I'm still debating if I'm going to keep my copy of it because the other 2 books I didn't enjoy as much. Which, speaking of that, Winnie the Gentleman by Christiane Hunter was book 2. I read that one. I gave it a 3-star rating. I liked aspects of it, but the main girl wasn't my favorite. I don't know. There was just little things here and there. It's very horsey, which if you like horses, that's fine. I'll take them or leave them kind of thing. But yeah, I like the first book better because he was just like kind of an awkward klutz. And this one, I didn't really care for the main girl, so that was more so why on that. Fun plot, but there was just something that just wasn't it for me. Absolutely Not in Love by Jenny Proctor. I didn't rate this book. This was a cleanish romance book. They don't go to the bedroom, but there's a lot of kisses and noticing and touching and all that kind of stuff. So it was a fun plot. She was very bookish. He was bookish, but he was also a hockey player. Fun plot, but just a lot of romance. Like, had we had like half the amount of romance, I think I would have enjoyed it a lot more. But yeah, unfortunately for that. But Hes My Grumpy Neighbor by Anna Conwell. This was my first book I have finished by this author. I started one and I never finished it. And it's not really like a true DNF, so that's why I didn't have it on the DNF list. But this cover, cute as a button. Love this cover. This was really cute. It was the Grumpy Sunshine trope. I liked it. I don't know if this author's writing style is my favorite personally, but it was fun. I would continue the rest of the series as they release. It was sweet. It was fun. Grumpy Sunshine, I think she was struggling with anxiety or PTSD or something like that. I'm not quite sure. I don't remember, but I liked it overall. Every Bride Has Her Day by Janice Thompson. This was the 3rd book in the Brides of Style series, and I read it and really enjoyed it again and gave it 4 stars again. Okay, so I'm just going to put all these together real quick for us, and that is the Hidden Mage, however you pronounce that word. Nobody's let me know yet. As a filming this, I don't know how to say this word, and I don't like how Google says it. They say Mage. The Hidden Mage. I don't like that. That just sounds weird. Anyway, this was a completely bingeable series. Completely bingeable. These covers, stunning, beautiful, excellent. I gave the first book 3.5 stars, and then books 2, 3, and 4, 3 stars. I was really debating if I was going to buy a copy of these books, but I don't think I would, just because the ending felt a little too easy for our main characters, which sounds really weird to say, but like there was just different things where it's like a little rushed, maybe would be the word. I'm not quite sure the word I'm looking for here, but I really liked them at the time, and like I devoured them within like a 3-day time period, so like I did get invested and I did enjoy it. There is magic, of course, because you know that word mage, magey, however you pronounce it. There is that, but you know, it was fun. It was bingeable. I liked it at that time. The covers are stunning. Here comes an unpopular opinion. Okay, better watch out with Natalie Walters. I'm just gonna flip it over to the meh average because I didn't really care for it. The main girl kind of drove me crazy. I'm not really a big Christmas reader anyway. You see how there's like, I think I'm gonna have two Christmas books. That's it on this list. I don't really do Christmas books. So yeah, I'm just not a fan, I think, of this author's writing style or the content she includes in her books. So that's an unfortunate miss for me. We only have a few more, y'all. We are almost there. So, Anything That You Need by Mary Carson. I just talked about this in a reading vlog. I don't really have much to say. I liked it, but like there was little things that I was like, didn't really care for that, but I did like it. Like I would have given it a higher rating. I gave it a 3. I would have given it a higher rating had certain comments or mild innuendos, I guess you could say, wouldn't have been in there. I would have given it a higher rating, but I mean, it wasn't bad. It wasn't terrible, let me put it that way. It wasn't terrible, but there were little things, you know, so it goes there. A Thieving Curse by Selena R. Gonzalez. I also just discussed that in this reading vlog and just like lost my mind over it. I really enjoyed this one. I gave it 4 stars. It is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. It is a clean fantasy book. It was really good. It was really good. I had high hopes for this book, and it met them. It really, truly did. I fangirled to pieces and just like lost my mind, like I said, about this book in that reading vlog. So more thoughts, you can go there. I can't really be coherent. You know what's crazy though about this book, y'all, is I ordered it a couple days after Christmas. I had a gift card. I was like, I'm ordering it. This is awesome. It still hasn't arrived. I am filming this on January 17th. It says it's going to be coming on the 20th. Amazon, what's up with that? What? I paid for 2 days shipping and the membership for all that, and not there. A scam. It's a scam, I tell you. Because I want this book. The companion novella came the other day, but this one hasn't come, and I don't know why that is. But when it comes, I will be very excited, and I will put it on my shelf, on my clean fantasy shelf, which is actually down there. You can barely see. Yeah, I don't really see these bookshelves much. They're kind of a mess, so don't look close. Moving on. The Heart of Christmas by Letitia Sexton. I didn't rate this book. Again, it's one of those that it was a rom-com that had a lot of really cute moments, but also a lot of kissing or noticing. And this book definitely went past my comfort zone on their kissing and everything. So it was a fun plot. She was coming back to her small town after not making it as a country music singer in Nashville, and he's a hockey player who's been injured, and they have to share the same house because of reasons. So it's the forced proximity trope, and as we're seeing, I'm just not a fan of that trope because that just adds in more sexual tension, and yeah, that was an unfortunate thing. Really cute idea though, and actually did have faith content, which I appreciated, but just the kissing and the noticing was just a little much for my taste. I don't know why Daisy's going crazy. There's nobody here. We're going to continue on with our last book, though, and that is The Highlanders Victory by Michaela Bush. I gave this one 3.5 stars. I liked it. This is also in the Lady of Lenaria and the Healer of the Brigade series. That is what this book is in. I liked it. It had a lot. It was way shorter. It was about 130 pages. What is she going crazy about? What was I saying? I had to go see what the beagle was barking about. Highlanders Victory. I gave this one 3.5 stars. I liked it. These first 3 books really set up for what I think the later half of the series is really going to have. So I'm excited to see how it continues. It's kind of like a connecting book though. So like you have to read them in order. It was enjoyable. I liked it. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say. So there we go. Woohoo! We just tier ranked all of my Kindle Unlimited books. Now, there was 62, and I could have included a couple others on this list, but I ended up not, and I think I had a couple books that were like softy enoughs on Kindle Unlimited that I will give a try. I will try them again, but I didn't count them on here because they're softy enoughs, and I would have to make another little category for that. Anyway, so I didn't do that, but here we are. This was way less painful than I thought it would be. They look really cool though. I really like seeing them like this. This is fun. What did y'all think of this video? Did y'all enjoy it? Do we have different opinions? Where would y'all rank some of these books? I'd love to know. If you've read any of these, where would you rank them according to these tiers that I made? Let me know. I had to do like a pink, blue, purple theme because it's kind of like the aesthetic of my life right there. So yeah, I had to customize it and do all that. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know if you have read any of these. Do you want to read any of these? I know I didn't really tell y'all too much about the books, but again, 62 books. This video could be 62 minutes long or longer with me. It could be totally longer. So I didn't want to completely talk y'all's ear off, but I think what I'll do is in the description, if I have enough space, because I run out of space in the description, if I have enough space, I will link all the recent reads down below in the description and put like what book was discussed in which one. So if there's a specific one you want to hear more about and you want to see my review too, I'll link the recent reads for that, because I think that's going to be the easiest for everyone involved and will give me enough space in the description. Because, well, if I tried to link everybody, all the reviews to all of these, it wouldn't go well. So I'll just link maybe my top ones, and then if I have room, but I'll link the recent reads for y'all as well. So there we go. That was my tier ranking of all my Kindle Unlimited books. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what y'all thought. Would y'all be interested in seeing this again? This was really fun. I really liked seeing all the covers like this. This is really fun. That completely bingeable and liked it at that time with those fantasy series. It's just so satisfying to see that. Not gonna lie, that's really satisfying. I like this. This was very fun. I don't know if I would do this for every recent reads or anything, but this was fun. I did enjoy this. I just keep staring at the list. I need to stare at y'all. I'm so sorry. So anyway, that's it for this video. Please let me know y'all's thoughts. Let me know if you've read any of these. Where would you rank them? What would be... Oh, if you read any of Kindle Unlimited books, what were some of your favorites from the year? Do you have a Kindle Unlimited subscription? Do you want to get one? Let me know y'all's thoughts. I paid for the whole year and I got a discount for that. And so that's why I was really determined to read more Kindle Unlimited books in 2023. This year I'm paying month to month, which is a little more painful, I'm not gonna lie, but I use it a lot. I always have my 20 books checked out, so they got me over a barrel last night. And like, look at all the options. Like, there's some pretty good options in this list if you ask me. Obviously, if you ask me, there's a lot of good ones. So, especially those top 2 tiers. But yes, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Oh, I just want to keep talking to y'all about these books, but I'll let y'all go now. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see y'all next time. I am Lindsey from the blog Books for Christian Girls at blogspot.com, where there's a new review every Monday and Friday. Yes, I post twice on that every month, and then I also post a new video on this channel. I try to every other Friday, if not every Friday. I've been doing pretty good at doing every Friday, so hopefully I can keep that up. And then I'm on Instagram and TikTok and Goodreads and all of those many places. I have a newsletter for Books for Christian Girls if you'd like to sign up. And that's it. I'll see y'all next time. Have an absolutely lovely rest of your day. Bye!